Welcome everyone. In this video, we are in the Mountain Cup showcasing another very powerful team featuring Runerigus on a double ghost team for the Mountain Cup. Runerigus, I've been itching to run this thing for quite some time, just have not had the right opportunity, and I thought what better time than in the Mountain Cup. This thing is quite strong, and it will be the closer on this team, along with Froslass on the safe swap, completing the double ghost dynamic. Froslass, speaking of dynamic, is about as dynamic as a Pokemon gets, especially on the safe swap because it hits so darn hard. It is so effective at grabbing a shield advantage, which is absolutely something you will want out of a good safe swap. And also on this team, Empoleon on the lead. Empoleon quite strong as well, does very well up against opposing water types because it has a water typing and it can hit pretty hard with neutral drill pecks, making it quite effective on the lead. And guys, I had zero intentions on posting today, but I did so darn well with this team, I had to give it to you guys for Go Battle Day. And here we go, Empoleon. So now, Froslass is on this team to draw out a water type that may be lurking in the back so that Runerigus can roam free and wreak havoc. This is the one water type you don't want to see with Froslass, so we're forced to stay in here and play out this mirror matchup with this opposing Empoleon. Those of you who participated in the Sinnoh Cup not too long ago may know this matchup. And for this particular team, we're not interested in shielding. We would rather grab a shield advantage like we did there. And oh, they snipe, locking themselves in with a Sudowoodo. So that is very risky, and it's not going to pay off for them one bit because we had just the answer to a Sudowoodo in the form of our Runerigus here. I was thinking this would be a Meteor Beam. Either way, we're quite tanky. We're as tanky as a Cofagrigus would be if you guys are familiar with how to play Cofagrigus. So we do tank that EQ quite comfortably, and we take out the Sudowoodo with a Shadow Ball. And I had a feeling they would just come in with that Empoleon and blind throw. That's fine, their energy dry. So now Froslass up a shield should be able to bring this home for us. Froslass beats just about everything in this meta up a shield, and they had an opposing Froslass of their own. It was lights out for them. Good game, well played to them. Runerigus, thoroughly underrated. If you guys have one, you might want to give this thing a try. It's quite good in this meta, but here we go. What's not good is that lead right there, Ferrothorn. Terrible for our Empoleon. We make a play into our Froslass safe swap, and we draw out a Hippowdon running Fire Fang. So this is not ideal, but I'm thinking we can make a play for shield advantage here. We do shield up a potentially super effective Weather Ball, and we farm to the back-to-back avalanches here. They have to shield if they want to win switch here, which I would imagine they would want. So we're going to fire off avalanche number 2 and either take it out or grab a shield advantage. That's the job of Froslass. Mission accomplished there. So we left with a shield advantage. Like I said, that's what you want out of a good safe swap. And we will let whatever this is go. Can only be a Weather Ball or a Body Slam. Both of them are resisted, so we are fine just to farm them down. And now we have an energy lead on this Ferrothorn here. So going to fire off a neutral Drill Peck and tank the Power Whip and put the hope and faith in Runerigus up a shield to perhaps bring this home. This Ferrothorn is effectively within Shadow Ball range, so that's how we're going to play. We go into our Runerigus after tanking that Power Whip, and they have a Seismitoad in the back. Very interesting. This Pokemon has so much potential. It's just one good charge move away from being amazing. But they have no shields, and we have a Shadow Ball locked and loaded. There's big damage on the Seismitoad, and we do tank another Muddy Water, no problem. It is a very weak move, and we do not get the attack drop, which is good for us. We farm down, and we are just one Shadow Claw off from the Shadow Ball, which would have been lights out for that Ferrothorn. That's going to be yet another good game, well played. Double Ghost was putting in the work in the Mountain Cup. It was a lot of fun. And here we go. This is a positive lead. Shadow Gliscor. They know that they make a play into Lucario. So right here, guys, I'm making a hard team read. I'm reading that this is double counter user. If you're unsure or not quite as good on your team reads just yet, if they ever safe swap in a Lucario, you will want to align your Runerigus onto it. But we wanted to come in with Froslass because we knew that we could take this thing out. It is quite squishy. We do have to shield up a Shadow Ball, though, to control the alignment. And we were fine to do that. So, like I said, making a team read that there's an S-Cav in the back. And we want to align the Runerigus onto the S-Cavalier. So yeah, they're gonna take us out, and we misplayed, a very minor misplay. We lost track of the energy. That's what got us. But if we had been keeping track, we ideally would have wanted to throw one more Powder Snow, then throw, because we would have won CMP tie and been able to either take it out or grab a shield advantage, but that's okay. And it turns out we were accurate on our team read. Read the team like a book. There is an S-Cap in the back. Gonna go for this Shadow Ball. They kind of have to call a bait here, and we say bye-bye to the S-Cav. And now we're looking pretty good here. We just can't let this Gliscor get too far ahead on energy. If they're interested in winning, they will shield this because they have to. But no, they do not. So because they did not shield, that means that they are just completely throwing caution to the wind and hoping for the best. So at this point, we can just go straight Sand Tomb and go for a Simul KO. And we had that Empoleon in the back, which means that we win. That's going to be yet another good game. Well played. All I had to do, guys, was just dust off my old Sinnoh Cup double ghost team concept. We took out Drifblim because Drifblim's not allowed, and threw Runerigus in, and it was a lot of fun. But here we go. Mawile. This isn't too bad. The saving grace here is that we only take neutral from these Fire Fangs, and this is a Shadow, and they are about as squishy as it gets. So we're going to pressure them and either threaten a win lead or take a shield advantage. That's fine. So now we will go into Runerigus, and we draw out a Credili. So this thing is very interesting for our team. It core breaks the whole team all across the board, can deal super effective damage to all three, or not super effective to Empoleon, but it's still not fun for Empoleon. But it can deal super effective to our backline. So we are going to do everything we can to take this thing out. They do tank our Shadow Ball, and we want to throw on optimal timing, so we will debuff them with a neutral Sand Tomb and drop that defense, and now we can shield and farm down. Had to go down 2 shields, but I think it will be worth it to do so to control the alignment, because we don't want that Mawile anywhere near our Froslass, and they've got a Froslass of their own in the back. So now we will bait with the Sand Tomb and lower that defense a little bit and go for another Sand Tomb. We're not going to make it. They're not going to allow us to get to a Shadow Ball. They will absolutely CMP tie us if they know what they're doing. So we just go for what we can get, and they do get the farm down. So that's beautiful. What we're going to do is throw Empoleon in here to soak the damage and try and go for a farm down with our Froslass. They do take us out with a Shadow Ball, and now it is go time for Froslass. Getting a little sweaty here, not gonna lie. Holy smokes, no shields. Very sweaty here, but Froslass is putting in work on this Mawile. We're going to farm up just as much as we possibly can before they can take us out with those boosted, super effective Fire Fangs. We take out the Mawile, and now we will win the race to the Avalanche, and they realize that, and they promptly top left. That's going to be yet another good game. Well played. Oh, the dynamics of this double ghost team featuring Runerigus really work in this meta. But here we go, another Empoleon mirror matchup. So, as I mentioned, with this particular team, you are not overly concerned with winning lead. All you really want to do is leave with preferably a shield advantage, but at best you'll leave with a health advantage that you can just come in with Froslass and farm down because they will be so low. But this one is choosing to shield, and we want to get through at least one Hydro Cannon. So we will shield once and go for another Hydro Cannon. It looks like they're going to go for an aggressive farm down and try and make a play for lead here. And they double shield. That's beautiful. We'll take that. We take that 100%. No problem at all. They are at close to back-to-back here. So we will have to tank one Hydro Cannon, and we can do that with our Froslass. And we're not willing to tank two, of course. So what we will do is shield this up. This Empoleon is absolutely putting in work at the expense of both of their shields, I must say. So we're just going to look to get rid of it with a double resisted avalanche. That'll be more than enough to say bye-bye to the Empoleon. And now we will see what they have. They've got a Runerigus of their own. And a Froslass. They're running a mirror team. Holy smokes, that was so cool to see. Man, good on them. Our minds were in the right places. Wow. But we have the shield advantage, and they've got two ghost types with no shields. Holy smokes. Yeah, I don't think that's going to work out for them. We were sure that this was going to likely be a bait, but we're not willing to risk it. Our Froslass is quite low, and we will win the race to the Shadow Ball. Holy smokes, what a fun mirror team to go up against. We are saying bye-bye to the Runerigus. And the way we played that paid off in the end. Preserving the shield was the play to make. That's going to be a good game. Well played. Man, I was pleasantly surprised with Runerigus. It was putting in the work as the closer on this team. But here we go. Lapras on the lead, running Water Gun. So we can do okay here. It is very close just because Lapras is such a beast. Very difficult Pokemon to deal with. But we do have these drill pecks and we can hit them for neutral damage. And they do add up. And we are resisting this fast move pressure. My experience is that they generally go straight surf. Although I think the play is to at least get off one Skull Bash. You'll either grab a shield because it does a surprising amount of resisted damage. Or do a lot of resisted damage, but the ones I was encountering, they were just going straight surf. So they make an aggressive play after grabbing our shield into a Whiscash. So we're gonna chip and dip into Froslass. The reason why is because we're down a shield and we don't want to incentivize this Whiscash to start messing with us and baiting and going for blizzards on our Runerigus. So we effectively force them to go straight Mud Bomb, which does significantly less damage. Gonna fire off an Avalanche here, and they let that go. That is interesting to see. So now we leave relatively healthy, still down a shield, and they do come back in with the Lapras here, and we will look to get them within Shadow Ball range and go for the Shadow Ball here. Not sure if they'll want to shield this Lapras. Not sure what they have in the back. No, they don't. They want to let it go. Put the hope and faith into a Froslass of their own. We do have the energy lead, so we're just going to go straight for this Shadow Ball. Not making it to another move. We'll either one-shot or grab a shield. And yeah, they're looking to two-shield Froslass. So we're going to throw Empoleon in here to soak some damage. And now we're going to put the hope and faith into Runerigus right here. I was sort of calculating, gathering my thoughts, figuring out the best way to tackle this because it is quite the challenge here. I landed on shielding the Avalanche, of course, that would do massive super effective damage, and going for the Sand Tomb Farm Down. That's our strat, that's the play. Not banking on them shielding this if they know their counts. They do not, but the damage has been done. We've lowered that defense, and our Shadow Claws are absolutely shredding, forcing them to throw. And now I think we can take them out with a Powder Snow because we have lowered their defense. A couple of Powder Snows do the trick, and they go down with a shield, unfortunately, but we reign supreme in the end. Good game, well played to them. Ever since Mountain Cup started, I had been wanting to run actually all three of these Pokemon, so I'm glad I was able to do them all on the same team. They were working to perfection. We had a Froslass lead. That's a bad lead for them. They make a play into a Water Gun Celio. Holy smokes. This is a very interesting pick, guys, and I was getting some ideas here. I might have to give this a try. Celio. Mine is a Shadow. I had not thought about running this thing. It does have Water Gun, and as we know, Water Gun users are where it's at right now in this meta, so very interesting. We are forced to kind of stay in here and spread the damage across the board. I don't know why we shielded that. Probably should not have shielded that, but we didn't want to have our Empoleon get too low. I think that's why we ended up doing that. And they go Water Pulse on us. Does a lot of damage. As awful as that move is, it does have stab. And we're going to fire off a double resisted Avalanche here and grab a shield. I didn't think that it would KO, but I knew that it would be coming very close to KOing. We're going to fire off another one. Can't take too much more damage here. And we do Powder Snow down. So not ideal. Just gives that, they've got a Froslass of their own. It gives them more farm. And they've got another bulky water ice type in the form of Lapras, not running water gun, but still very bulky nonetheless, and an absolute nightmare for our Runerigus. Holy smokes. Oh, this is not trending in the right direction. I don't think this is going to work out for us. We do live a surf, but yeah, this is not looking good at all, my friends. Holy smokes. What an awful team for us to have to go up against. Yeah. Gonna try though. I know that they're at or very close to another surf here. They are gonna just go for another surf, and that will basically take us out. We're gonna go for this Sand Tomb here. I don't know what we're even doing. We need the top left. Yeah, this surf is gonna KO, and our Empoleon is hanging on by a thread. Holy smokes. Yeah, not the right team for us. We do promptly top left. It was over for us, unfortunately, but good game, well played to them. And they just had the perfect backline for ours, unfortunately, but you can't win them all. And here we go, another Lapras lead, this one running Water Gun. And we're just going to play this out like we always do. Lapras is not good for our backline, so we have to stay in here. Go for these neutral drill pecks. And now I'm almost thinking, guys, should we be going Flash Cannon for these Lapras leads? I think that's the only time you'll really want Drill Peck, and Flash Cannon hits like a truck, especially from an Empoleon. It has stab, makes me wonder. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. I might have to go to Flash Cannon once I'm done with this video for you guys. Get back to my Go Battle Day battles. But we are going for the Drill Pecks nonetheless. Does a decent amount of neutral damage, and we get that farm down. That was beautiful. They might have lagged a turn there. Now that I'm looking at it back here. So we just give the Froslass an energy lead. So we're going to come in with our Runerigus and see what we can do here. We have to shield up the Avalanche. That's super effective, and it hits like a truck coming from Froslass. So now what we're going to look to do is bait with a Sand Tomb here, keeping track of their energy, and I think the play will be to try and catch an Avalanche onto our own Froslass after debuffing, and that's exactly what we look to do. Successfully catching a resisted Avalanche on our Froslass. You absolutely love to see it, but we are down a shield, and they've got a very tanky Whiscash here remaining, and you just go straight Avalanche. Does neutral damage. That's the way to go on Whiscash, and they do let the first one go. Not sure I would advise them doing that. Now is the time for them to be shielding. That's a misplay by them. And all they can do is go Mud Bomb. We know that we live that, and we know that we can get to another Avalanche in time. This has to get the shield. If they no shield this, they should have shielded that first one, I think. So now we're going to come in with our Runerigus, and I know they're just itching to one-shot us. They rarely get to land one of those. Not letting that happen. You are not blizzarding us, my friend. Not going to happen. We're going for this Sand Tomb and grabbing a shield from them. They swap to clear that debuff, but just give us more farm, and we've got another Sand Tomb locked and loaded. Awful move, but it does have stab, and we say bye-bye to the Whiscash. Runerigus doing its job to perfection, closing the game strong. That's going to be a good game, well played. So yeah, guys, if you have a Runerigus and you were wondering about it for this meta, I would say, yeah, give it a try. Very good. But we had an amazing lead, the Dream lead in Mag Cargo. They make a play into a Quagsire. So I was looking at the typing, and had I known the ground water typing belonged to a Quagsire, I would not have brought Froslass in. I was thinking Whiscash. My goodness. So yeah, now we're in a bit of a quandary here, my friends. This thing can one-shot us with Stone Edge. So I'm having to work our way out of a pickle. I thought it was a Whiscash. Holy smokes. So yeah, we have to 2-shield this to control the alignment. We want our Empoleon on that Magcargo. But I'm thinking we can get at least one of those shields right back. We are absolutely loaded. Going for a Shadow Ball here and grabbing a shield. That's amazing. Hoping that they try to go for a farm down because we're going for another Shadow Ball here. They can shield this if they want, but they can also tank it. They tank it pretty easily. And now we look to catch, but they froze and stopped attacking. Now, they either lagged or they didn't want to take out our Empoleon, wanting to get more farm on this thing right here, which completely threw me off of my game. We're looking at the Torterra here. It threw me off so much that we threw the wrong move. Holy smokes. You definitely want to go Drill Peck there. But that is okay. We're going to throw Froslass in here to soak the damage. We know that they're running Razor Leaf, and that means they take forever and a day to get to their charge moves. So not likely they make it to another one. And now we are taking massive super effective damage from these Shadow Razor Leafs. And speaking of Shadow, I was looking at it. This thing's a Shadow. We are saying bye-bye to the Torterra. And closing it out in a very sweaty close with our Runerigus. Holy smokes. Those Razor Leafs were no joke, my goodness. But we got it done in the end. That is the team, my friends. Good game, well played to our opponent. And yeah, Runerigus, the real deal. You just really have to protect it from the ice types and the water types, which is why we lead with Empoleon. You get a time-tested and proven safe swap option in the form of Froslass to draw out any ice or particularly water types. You want to be drawing water types out with Froslass, and that should allow Empoleon to come back in, take it out, clearing the way for Runerigus to do what it does best, and that is close the game strong. But guys, I had a blast. I hope you all enjoyed. As always, I thank you for watching, and keep up the grind. Thank you, guys.